Right, so here you have the finished tank. Obviously we've got the tank transporter that we're working at the moment, and I'll show you that in a moment, but as you can see now, all the detailing has been done on it. Really it does weigh in a little bit heavier than I originally expected, so it is just shy of 100 kilos, which is a bit of a heavyweight. But then saying that, it's got 650 watt motors on there, so it's got more than enough power to move it along. All the detailing has been put on now. It's kind of got the audio little speakers put at the side, so we can do the kind of, you know, the sound propaganda stuff that they used to do, you know, blast out sounds. All the gun systems work. We've got triple working guns on this one. So we've got the primary gun there, and obviously we've got these ones that I'll power it all up in a minute and show you, but we've got these ones as well that rotate, and these fire as well, and they all fly at 209 rounds, blank rounds, so they don't fire anything, but they fire as in make a big bang. We've also got the, clip that off in there, you can kind of just about see on the back of the back panel there, we've got the kind of the Pixhawk map linking software, so that means when that re-engages and that's plugged in, we can do kind of effectively autonomous control. We can kind of set waypoints and send it off, and it can do different things. I'm a little bit conscious of what it weighs, so it's not like a lightweight rover that's going to whiz around. It's 100 kilos that's going to whiz around, and if it does crash into something, because it's literally, you know, this is 2 mil solid steel all round on this thing, it's going to cause a bit of damage, so I am conscious of that. Anyway, I'll get it all powered up and I can show you what it does on here, and then we'll get it out and drive around and you can see how it all works. So it's actually controlled with the XE radio. You have to excuse the humming at the moment. I'm working on something at the moment for the sound system, so I got a little bit of a hum. But then saying that, when it starts up, it's pretty loud. So we've got a start up. And some gun firing. And obviously I can turn the engine off. What I can also do, obviously we're up on the stand at the moment, so the main motor is disengaged, but it will increase the revs with the engine sounds. So let's start it up and you'll see what I mean. We can even have mad sounds.
What's going on?
Now the crazy sort of anti-psychological sound system that you're going to fire at the enemy actually comes through these little speakers I built at the sides, and that sound is actually coming out of those as well. Let me just get rid of the radio for a second. I'll put that there. Obviously in here we've got controls for everything, so if I come around the front, this panel comes off, and then you've got the main bulk of the electronics in there, speed controllers, things like that. Panel just kind of refits. All these panels kind of come off, and I've unbolted this one so you can kind of see. All of these panels come off. And then obviously inside, again, it's very difficult to see kind of from there, but we've got access at the top here for the gun loading system. So that means that the main gun can be primed and set it ready to fire. There's a fume extraction system in here as well that basically when it fires pushes the smoke out of the end of the barrel, and obviously all the recoil system is on there as well for firing. There's a big sound system in here. Well, there's two sound systems in here. One that runs the main sound to give me the main sound, and then a second amplifier that runs these smaller speakers. So yeah, that's kind of all set up in there. Again, all this is quite heavy 2.5mm steel sheet on these. And I showed you the back system that all kind of comes off. Now, the whole thing can actually come apart, believe it or not. What happens is these panels all unbolt, and then there are 4 primary bolts holding the top shell to the lower section. So that can then be removed. Then you would be able to access the batteries and the track system for maintenance if you needed to do any maintenance on it. But I'm hoping you won't need to do any maintenance on it. So we've got lighting on it. You've already seen that running. So we've got the main primary headlights at the front. And then at the back, we've got brake lights, reversing lights. Basically, that's it for this. A few other details we'll have on the... Oh, yeah, lots of antennas everywhere. Now, some of these are functional, some of them don't. So obviously, none of these are functional. But at the back, again, it's very difficult to see. Bear in mind, this thing weighs, as I said, about 100 kilos. So it's not the easiest thing to manoeuvre around. But at the back here, we've got the antennas for the tracking system, and then we've got a GPS dome there and a GPS system here, because it runs onboard 5.8 gigahertz cameras, which transmit back to a base station. But we've also got GPS satellite tracking for the MapLink software. And obviously then the MapLink software will give us an absolute position on the computer of where this is, and then we can program the waypoints in relation to that. So that's kind of that. Anyway, let me get it out and about, and I'll show you it all kind of running and working.
Break it down.
So as you can see, it's in the process of being built. It's even bigger than the tank. So it's basically, this is 2mm and 1.5mm steel. I have no idea what it weighs already. It must be at least 60 kilos already, but it'll basically have a huge trailer on the back. This is the main tractor unit. But I said it's in the process of being built. And then once this has been built, the tank will be able to drive it. It'll be able to winch the tank up onto the back of it and then drive around with it on. So this is the tank transporter that's in the process of being built, ready for filming later on in, can't remember when it is now, late July, August.